highlights the stories of vets who served our country from World War II through Vietnam. This is Cheryl Popp, and she's one of the authors of Legacy of Courage, True Stories of Honor Flight Veterans. And Peter Bronson, formerly of the Enquirer, was your co-author. Cheryl.
Yes.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in to talk about this. We've been covering the honor flights for years now, and we always think about what stories these men and women must have.
They're loaded with stories. And, you know, as they get older and older, the stories pass away. So we thought it was a good time now to get it all into one place so that their families and everyone else could actually hear what they did during the wars.
How many people have gone on the honor flights now?
We take about 400 veterans a year, and we've been in business since 2007, if you call it business.
That's well, it does take a great deal of planning and operation to pull one of these off. And one of the things I noticed in the book is that you sort of take us on our own little honor flight through the book. Tell me about that.
Well, we do. And the book, mostly we wanted to have the feeling of honor flight. Everybody knows the logistics, how many we take and where we go and everything. But we wanted to bring into each individual part of the book and of the trip what happens, how they feel, how they look, how they, you know, their emotion. And that's a lot of the book, is the feeling of honor flight.
You have some of these men and women's stories in there of what they went through in combat in these wars. How did you pick which ones to include?
It wasn't easy. The book would be 5 inches thick if we took every single story. Some of them are just more willing to talk about things too, and some aren't. So we took the ones that had what we call the dramatic stories. And the Cincinnatians were huge in what they did to help the war effort.
I noticed that you have Henry Heimlich profiled in the book, but what was one of the stories that really resonated with you, one that's really memorable for you in the book?
Well, since I'm a pilot, Herb Halbert in the B-17, his journey was amazing. What he did over Italy and how he flew a plane back that was, you know, essentially on one engine, a 4-engine plane that was down to one. He got the Distinguished Flying Cross, and he was very humble about it, but we've been drawing him out, you know, as the time goes on, and spectacular things that happen. You can see it in his eyes.
Don't you think that most of these folks who have, fought and really faced death, they are very humble about it?
They are. They don't consider themselves heroes.
Right.
The heroes, they think, are the ones that are under all the gravestones across the whole world, you know, where America saved everyone. But we think they're heroes too, and we really wanted to hear their stories.
Well, can we find the book at local bookstores?
Well, actually, it's on our website, honorflighttristate.org, and you just click and it goes straight to our shipping department, and the flight depot at Lunken Airport is carrying it.
Very good. And there are also blank spaces in there, so if you give it to a family member, they can record their thoughts in the Legacy of Courage, and we'll put a link to the website on ours so you can go find that book in time for Veterans Day and the holidays. Cheryl Popp, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bob?